Nobody's going to tell you this, but that change on you looks amazing. Nobody's going to say this either because they're jealous or that they hate it. They simply hate it. They're still trying to connect you to old timelines and paradigms where you messed up, where you made mistakes, where life wasn't so great, where maybe you didn't have a lot of money in your pocket, the times where you didn't have that many clothes, the times where you couldn't get your hair done or you couldn't get your hair cut, the times where you had to stay with people or the times where you were homeless. They're still telling those stories because your change is so scary to them. They feel like they have to get louder with those stories of you because your change is rippling through the universe. And so, yes, they're going to scream those stories louder. They're going to see you and say, oh, well, I remember that time that they were homeless. I remember that time that they were broke. And these are people who live in the past. There's nothing there for you in the past. What happened when you turn around? You turn into a pillar of salt. These are literally pillars of salt. Not experiencing anything, not living life, don't have anything going for themselves. But all they could talk about is you and your change. And in a way, they are talking about your change because they love saying, okay, this is them now. But, oh, I remember that time. They're never going to give you your credit. They're never going to clap for you. They're never going to tell you how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are, how great of a job you're doing. I'm going to tell you now, you are doing an amazing job. And that change looks great on you. I think it's so important for some of us to sit down and to think about where we've been and just think about, this is what I used to look like, and go back maybe months, maybe like a year of the person you used to look like and compare it to now. The money that you used to have in your bank account or the money that you used to make then compared to now. The freedom that you have now that you didn't have then. And sometimes we got to put those two together and say, wow, I've come so far. Because normally, or usually on a spiritual journey, like before we had to cut everybody off, we had people around us and we looked for them for that validation of, oh my God, that outfit is cute. And oh my God, your hair is cute. And you're really changing and you're slimming down. This is your season to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and do those things for yourself, because these people, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you how good you look. They're not going to tell you how that change looks amazing on you. You have been working extra hard on this spiritual journey. And I just wanted to take the time out to tell you that it's not easy. You want to know why? Like proof that it's not easy? Because a lot of people do not choose this path. A lot of people do not choose this path. I always tell people what makes me chosen is that I chose God. And it was God. We have these souls, before time that God is just like, okay, it's going to be you. Why? Because nobody else is cut out for the job. Nobody else wants to do the job. Nobody else wants to work. But instead of them asking you, how can I do that? You're healing. How can I do that? You've changed. How can I do that? No, they're going to talk about you and they're going to keep you tied to old paradigms that no longer save you. And that even goes into, if there's anybody around you now, baby, they don't deserve to be around you. If there's a man or a woman that you are with or that you're seeking, the opportunity to court or even marry, and they're still connecting you to things that you've already repented for, they don't deserve to be around you. Once you go to God and you repent for an act and you have all of this just sentiment in your heart and you're real that, God, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry I did that to that person or even to myself. God, I'm asking for forgiveness. And you get to that point, God has already wiped it clean. That's how easy it is. Once you get to that point, it's done. You deserve more than people still carrying that. You being around somebody that's still carrying that. If you went to God for something, then it's different. Then it's wiped clean. My slate is wiped clean. I have been washed whiter than snow. So I'm moving over into a new season. And sometimes the very people in our lives would try to remind us of not just where we've been. I think it's important to, talk about where we've been, but they're going to take you down to the emotional part of it, the traumatizing part. You do not have to relive your trauma. It's over. You don't live that anymore. These people, again, have nothing going for themselves. And because they're jealous and because they have so much hatred in their heart for their own selves, not for you, it's not personal. These people will never tell you good job. These people will never tell you they're proud of you. These people will never ask you, how do I do what you do? You're the first in your family to do a lot of things. You're the first in your family to make it to a lot of places that a lot of people haven't made. And everybody sees that. Everybody sees that you're heading in this certain direction and they know they can't stop you. They know they never down. They've tried. They tried to do this and talk. They tried to not include you. They tried to keep you out of certain things. They tried, but baby, God was talking to you. And you've made it. Every point, you've made it. And I feel like, especially the chosen ones, we have it a little hard on we're a little too hard on ourselves. Sometimes we got to sit back and we got to say, I deserve this. I deserve this. I have been through so much. I deserve this. This change on you, baby, it looks so good. And I just wanted to come here to say that us chosen ones, I think a lot of people who start the journey, they're a little confused and they're a little discouraged. And we all were at that point. But I think it's very important for a lot of us chosen ones to stand up and say, look at me now, though. Look at me now, though. And if you continue to live that life that other people choose to continue because it's the easier life, just living and playing in the matrix, it's easier than awakening and finding out who God created you to be and walking in your purpose. If you choose to still be that, you'll never make it anywhere. You'll be a robot. You'll literally be moving like a puppet for the devil, for the matrix. And I think it's time for you, my love, to stand up. Look at you. A lot of y'all have stories y'all have to tell. A lot of y'all have things, advice, your spiritual journey. It may have been a little similar, but you may have went through things that a lot of people haven't went through, and you may need to speak on that so the people who have went through that can feel seen. You have a gift, and I think you were waiting. I think you were waiting to operate in that gift. The change on you is so beautiful and it's so magnetic, and it's not about the makeup or the hair or the clothes or the outfit or the way you talk. It's not about that. It's you. You've gotten down to versions of you, and you've just been like, I just see somebody, y'all know, like ice, like people picking at ice. It's almost like there's something in the middle. There's this prize in the middle, and you're just picking at this thing, and you're picking and you're picking, and you're tired, you're sweating, you're hot, you got blisters, you're frustrated, but you never stop. And the world deserves to see you now. You deserve to be seen. You look so good. That change looks so good on you that other people need to see that. You need to be advocating change in chosen ones. You need to be showing people, y'all, this is me now. Because a lot of people like to get in front of a camera, and a lot of people like to be dressed up, and a lot of people like to be, put on this persona that this is who I am. But no, y'all did the work. Y'all were here, and y'all just kept elevating and elevating and elevating. People need to see that. You are supposed to be encouraging people and telling people to continue their walk and to keep going and not to give up and make those hard decisions and do the hard thing, because in the end, life gets so much better. Things get so much better for us. And a lot of people just don't understand that. But that change on you looks beautiful, chosen one. Chosen one. They ain't gonna tell you, so I'm gonna tell you. You look good. And God wants you to walk into your purpose even more, because your light is shining brighter. Again, it's not the clothes, it's not the outfit, it's not the hair, it's not all of this. It's literally your light. People are seeing you. People can't get to you the way that they used to. People can't affect you the way that they used to. People are trying to provoke you when they can't. People are talking about you and you're just like, okay, leave them over there. People are trying to tell these old stories about you. You're just like, I don't care, because who I am now speaks so much louder than who I used to be. Who I am now is making such a huge effect through the universe. Who I am now is touching so many more people. And is encouraging so many more people and helping so many more people. So you keep telling those stories about the old me, because who's going to hear them? Who's going to listen? Because I am more heard in who I am when I walk into my purpose. So not only, because I love when people say change is coming. No, change is already here. It's on you, and it looks damn good. You look amazing. I just had to tell you, I love you, chosen one. Time to start walking in that purpose and speaking and encouraging others now that this change has made a huge, huge difference in you and is allowing you to shine your light even bigger and brighter.